Hey everybody, I'm making this video to demo one of the tools that I made for Salesforce. This is useful for system administrators who are administrators for multiple Salesforce orgs. Basically what it does is it extracts data using REST calls and Soql calls. Um, so for instance, if we look at company information, we can see basic things like these licenses. These are pretty easy to get through Soql calls if you use the developer console. And this is really easy if you want to do it for one org. However, if you have multiple orgs and you want to get this information, it's super time consuming because you have to log into each org manually and go to that developer console and run the query. So what this does, this tool that I made, is that it goes through each org that you have configured and it extracts that data automatically. It also does REST calls for the information that is not available through Soql calls. So one example of that is the storage. So if we look for that, it is right here. Data storage, file storage, this is not available through Soql calls, which makes it incredibly difficult to obtain. You have to do this pretty manually unless you're using REST. So without further ado, let's just I'll showcase what it's doing. So if we want to get so these are just licenses. If we want to get Salesforce platform, let's just pick some at random. Add those. These are this queries that it's going to get, as well as so this is what we were looking at, the data storage and the file storage. We can get that plus some others, and then execute. It'll loop through each org that I have configured and get this information and display it here. So I only have two orgs configured. I have developing test one, which is this org that we're looking at here, and then developing test 2, which is another org that I configured for these purposes. So it's pretty straightforward. It'll just display what we have. Also have it so that it sends an email. Obviously, I did this before. So there's two. I wanted this to be an email so that I can just batch this program up into a batch file and run it automatically every morning and get whatever information I need. And then it'll email me as well as email whoever else I want emailed with this information, like whoever owns the org or whatever like that. So that's pretty much it. This is really nice because it lays the foundation of looping through orgs, and it sets up these queries and just methods so I can just, if I wanted to rewrite something, it's super easy. If I wanted to add some other types of REST API calls that aren't available here, I can just do that. Right now I only have two orgs configured to monitor. To add another org is pretty simple. All I need is the credentials for a user in the Salesforce org that I want monitored. You need the username, the password, and the security token, which are pretty easy to obtain if you know basic Salesforce administration. You just add it to a new line for as many orgs that you want. That's it. Thank you for watching.